Hey there guys and girls of YouTube, this is Arch Paulie and this is a trading tips video on a little variation of the 59th minute method that me and a friend of mine have been doing. I've done a couple of streams and people have asked me to do a video about this. People seem to like it, people seem to find it as effective as I have, and I think you guys will like it. So I'm going to get started here. That was my team that you just saw, but I'm going to get started here. One of my players has sold Santi Cazorla that I picked up for 20k. It's a nice little profit there, about 1-2k once you take off EA tax. But if you take a look here, I've got quite a lot of coins at the moment, and most of that came through trading with this method. I don't really like doing any other methods because I find them very tedious. The actual 59th minute method, I cannot be bothered to sit there for 3 hours and get to the 59th minute on the off chance that I might not even pick anyone up, or there could be 100 other people there, and if I'm not faster than them, then I'm screwed. So if you guys can't be asked that either, this is a nice little method that you can try. So pick a player that you know moderately well. So I'm going to pick, I'm going to do Wellerton from the Russian league, and I'm pretty sure he plays for Spartak Moscow. Now, what you need here for this is you need to find a player that is the only nationality of their position in that team, else you're going to have quite a hard time filtering through stuff. So first of all, you need to find out what he's selling for, because if you don't have precedence of what he's selling for, then you're kind of screwed. So I'll put in 6.6. So he's selling for less than that. So 6.3. Yep, there's still quite a few of them up. Now, I'll explain later, but you obviously need to take into account days, times, and stuff like that. Now, obviously, I would say he's selling for 6.1, 6.2, depending on formation. So what you want to do is work out the EA tax, which is 5% on what he's selling for. So 6k, 10% of that is 600 coins, half that, 300 coins. So whatever you're buying, you need to take into account what you're selling. 300 coins is going to be deducted. So if you want to say make, on small players like this, it's all going to be about small profits, but small profits add up. The more coins you get, then the bigger players you can deal with. So I'd say players like this would work well if maybe you've got 20, 30k in coins. There are players like sort of João Pereira, who's the right back from Valencia, who's a very good player to work with if you have less than if you have 10k in coins, you want to slowly build up. Now, obviously remember, the more coins you have, the more players you can buy, the bigger profits you can make. It's all, it's all baby steps. So take 300 coins off of that. So I'd say ideally I want to be picking these Wellingtons up for less than 5.4. So all you would do is sit there and just spam search now. Now, the one advantage that this gives you, I'm not going to do it the whole time because I'm going to get very bored. But what this gives you is the opportunity of not having to sit there for 3 hours and scroll to the 59th minute. But yet you have the same chance of finding buttons because you know what he's selling for. So you will have no, if one comes up now, I will have no hesitation in buying it. There will be no second thought in my mind because I've already checked what he's worth. I know that I can sell him and make a profit if he's under 5.4. So I will just buy it straight away. There's no hesitation. As soon as that changes over, the best thing to do, stick a movie on. Stick a movie on, stick TV on. This is great if there's some football on. Stick that on another screen, have this running, and you've got one hand just sat there pressing A, and you just sit there, watch out the corner of your eye. It's a very simple thing, and it is such a simple method, and I love it. because it requires, whereas I'd say you've got something like the 59th minute method, where you have to constantly be alert, you have to constantly know prices and stuff like that. It requires 100% of your attention. This method, I would say, requires 10% of your attention at the most. You know, it's you just look at it out the corner of your eye. As soon as it changes to the point where you've got a player come up, quickly grab the controller with both hands, buy it, list it, just go back to searching. Now, I'm not having any luck with Wellerton, so I'm now going to use this opportunity to show you how I do it with, let's say Inform. So let's go for Inform Henri, who was released in, I think, the first week. So he's from the MLS. Now, this isn't that hard. No, I won't. I tell you, I won't do Henri because he does have a his actual card is a different position than his Inform. So I'd say I'm going to show you Koscielny, who is Inform. Obviously, he's in a popular league, plays for a popular team, and he's from a popular nation. So he's always going to be in relatively sort of high demand. So if we search what he would probably be worth, so at what point do we start picking, have them coming up? I think it's normally about 43k. So if I put in 43k, are there any Informs? No, there's not. 45. Will there be any? There we go. So there's an Inform there. So we know the Informs are selling for at least 45. Now what we've got to do is filter out the lesser players, because you can't spam it if you've got the crappy Koscielnys coming up all the time. So let's see. Has anyone put one up for 21? See, look, there we go. We've started to get all of the Informs up just as the Informs. So I'm going to drop that down to 42. Is there any? 42, 41. So, you know, you're going to be selling for 42. Now, I now need to drop this down to the point where I'm no longer finding the normal Koscielnys, because if someone puts one, if someone's stupid enough to put an Inform Koscielny up for under 20k, you want to be there to buy it. You don't want it to be filtered out because so someone's put one up for 17k. So you put your minimum above that, you drop that down. So 42k, work out your tax. So it's 4,200. Half that, 2,100. Ideally, you want to be buying them for about less than 38. So all you do is you sit there and you spam that until you have one come up. You do the exact same thing. You buy it, resell it. Now, you need to take into account, like I said earlier, times of day. And this method is great because unlike the 59th minute, where the 59th minute works better if you're in the UK, if you're up at 5 AM, the 59th minute works great because you've got these players coming up and the odds are you'll be the last person there. This method works better during the day. You don't have to stay. You don't have to stay up until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when you probably need to be at school or at work the next day. This method will work better probably just as you've gotten home from school or work, because there'll be more people on, more people putting players up. This method runs off of the amount of players getting put up. Take away the amount of people looking for players because you're focusing on one player in the market. You can pick anyone, providing a player sells for more than discard price. You can use this method. If a player sells for 2,000 coins, you look for him for 1,200 or less. It's that simple. And trust me, it takes some time, it takes some effort. You don't even have to learn prices. You just need to check the prices on the day that you get them and then sell them straight on. Informs are a good business with this, and this method will continue to work until, well, really forever. There's no reason why this method will ever stop working, because all you do is drop your maximum buyout to go with the new Informs. I mean to go with whatever the player's price is selling for. So if in a week's time Koscielny's selling for 30k, I just drop my price down to searching for him under 25k, and it's absolutely no difference for me, you know. So this is pretty much the method I'm using to make coins. So please guys, let me know what you think. Try the method out. Let me know what bargains you get. I'll give you some tips now. A couple of good players to do it with. I told you João Pereira. Informs are a bit risky at the moment, so if you don't have lots of coins, I try and avoid them. But players like Wellington's good, while he's still selling for a relative amount. Obviously, João Pereira is good if you don't have many coins. Players like Nasri are very good, and players like Marco Reus. Once Ronaldinho is no longer in form, he'll be good. But anyway, guys, I'm going to release another video next time about a couple of other variations, a couple of little kinks in the market that you guys can use to sort of make coins as well. But anyway, guys, comment to me, let me know what you think, your bargains, and I'm not going to get you to tell me whether or not you think this method's crap, because I've got 1.6 million in coins that says otherwise. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this method and have fun.